You are now entering the courtroom of Judgmental.
Hey, Judge, I got another movie I wanted to tell you about. Oh, who am I? The ghost and the sugar. Oh, shit. Man, you scared the mess out of me. Yo, what's up? Oh, pardon me, bro. I was just coming to tell you that I saw another flick that you might like. Have you seen Smile? Is that the one where everybody's grinning at each other? I've seen the trailers, but I haven't seen the movie. Yeah, you're gonna like this one. There's a therapist who seems to have a way with the troubled patients. She helps this guy calm down, and then she gets to speak to a woman in crisis. Like, in a real crisis, or is she the monster? Come on now, we are 12 seconds into the movie. So the woman looks terrified, she won't sit down, but the doc coaxes her into telling her what's going on. The woman starts talking about being stalked by someone, but she can't explain because it keeps changing into people she knows. So it's another It Follows? No, well, yes, but no. She says his smile's weird, not pleasant, but sinister. So it's the Babadook. Nah, that was a good flick though. This one doesn't have a bratty little kid in it. So apparently the monster messes with her and it told her that she was gonna die today. So it's The Ring. Well, no, but while they were talking, the lady flips out and says that it's in the room and it starts scrambling away. And our doctor, the trained clinician, scrambles to the bat phone and turns her back on the woman having a conniption on the floor. I mean, I wouldn't want to see her flipping out either, but what if she cracked her in the head with a chair or something? Suspension of disbelief, young Padawan. Yeah, alright, well, you sit tight. The room gets eerily silent, and the doctor turns to find the woman giving her the old,
"Wait till they get a load of me."
and what do you know? She's got a weapon. She did. Instead of turning it on the doc, the patient gives herself $1.50, and the doc did not take it well. So let me guess. She digs deep. She uses her education and training to try to figure out a way to beat this thing and beats her own demons at the same time. Well, not so much. She is immediately a mess. She's completely rattled. She comes off to everyone around her, her boss, her boyfriend, her family, as delusional and irrational. Oh, I love this part. At one point, she's at her nephew's birthday, and she is not well. She finds her cat dead, then she sees good old Smiley, then goes to a glass table like Chris Farley after giving a motivational speech. That's a twist, I guess. She finds out that what she's been experiencing and what the patient was describing has happened to others, and it draws a straight line to her. They all witnessed a traumatic suicide. Then 4 to 7 days later, they did the same thing. Did they at least get a creepy call telling them that they would die? Nah, this monster likes to tell folks themselves. Told this patient when her time was up, and later tells the doc when she's going. So then she finds the strength to fight back, right? Does the boyfriend help, or maybe someone who figured out the formula and beat it? Ah, good question. There was someone who figured out the pattern and beat it, but only through putting someone else down. Her ex-boyfriend is a cop and found the guy in prison. He mentioned that when he got infected, he did a bunch of research and learned that there had been other threads of deaths. And it continues to jump from host to host through a violent and traumatic death. So if the infected whacked someone with a witness present, it would jump to the witness. And in her most professional way, she lets the guy know that she's infected and he flips the hell out. Nice work, doc. Right? So she gets her CSI on and decides that if it can only move from one to the other through trauma, then she'll isolate herself in the Jason Voorhees house, apparently, and in the meantime, fight those demons you were talking about earlier. Apparently, Mom was in bad shape and Doc as a little girl couldn't help her. So that's where she finds her strength? Does the ghost of Mom's past come to help? On the contrary, the monster flips Doc's memories of her mom to traumatize her even more, then reveals herself to be, well, I guess mildly disturbing, but no worse than who I went to prom with. What? Nothing. So the doc and the monster roll around a bit, then the doc sets the monster aflame. The shack soon follows, and she returns to her ex-boyfriend's house, hoping to start anew. He seems down, a little too down, until he starts grinning and Doc realizes that she never escaped the house and the battle starts again. The ex-boyfriend did show up, hears the screams, and busts the door down just in time to witness Doc self-immolate. Enough! I am ready to rule. Again, Judge, we just talking. There's nobody else here. The doctor is guilty. She abandoned her training, fed into the monster's need for trauma, then wasn't even willing to do what it took to either pass it on to someone else or to protect the world by perpetuating the infection. I sentence her to be tossed into a well and to haunt folks through a VHS tape. But I wanted to ask, I'm not done. The monster is also guilty for the dumbest way for a preternatural entity to promulgate. You go from one victim to the next using trauma, but if it was a bigger display, couldn't it traumatize the masses? And what's with the 4 to 7 days before you kick the bucket? I sentence the monster to play for the New York Liberty.
Make sure you come back for the next episode of Judgmental.
Promulgate. Promulgate. Why do I use these words? Okay.